You.
Now, a historic railway has launched the next phase in its ambitious plans to extend the line. The Lynton and Barnstaple Railway Trust is in the process of fully restoring 19 miles of track through breathtaking scenery.
The narrow gauge railway was world famous in its operational lifetime, and many believe it should never have been closed in 1935. More from our reporter, John Ayres.
It's an iconic image of North Devon. The railway closed commercially in 1935, losing out competitively to road transport. But 10 years ago, a group of enthusiasts brought a mile-long stretch of this railway back to life as a tourist attraction.
It's narrow gauge, it's 2-foot gauge. It was built to that gauge to get across Exmoor because of the hills and winding about. So it's very attractive in its own right. It's got those lovely old engines which we had to rebuild because they were cut off the strap when the railway closed. It's got these original carriages which we've rebuilt, so they're over 100 years old. So they're pretty special, and of course the scenery.
Eventually the Trust hopes to restore this line to its full length from Lynton to Barnstaple. But for now, the next phase is 4.5 miles long, costing £16 million. A lot of work for the people behind it.
I'm not really an anorak myself. I was a train spotter when I was a youngster. It's really just what I found here when I first came to Woody Bay in 2007. I found a group of people who are really dedicated to what they do and prepared to put back the railway as an authentic reinstatement of what was once here. The more I read about the railway, the more I got, I suppose, sucked into the romantic story of this line.
The Trust has applied for planning permission, and it is part of the North Devon plan, so they're hopeful it will go through. This is the old station house inn, and you can probably guess by its name that it used to be a station on the line back in the 30s before it closed. Now the Trust is hoping that it can buy this pub, it will still operate as a pub, but they will also provide a new station here. Another £14 million needs to be raised for this part of the project. Last year, 48,000 people used the railway, 16,000 more than when it closed in 1935. If all goes to plan, they hope this could be up and running in 5 years' time. John Ayres, BBC Spotlight, North Devon.
Now time for the weather forecast. And